when we went out in March, I know it was a shock to, most parents, they're not teachers. And we, as school counselors, that was a really important time for us to connect with the parents and give them the resources that they needed at home. They were thrown into this situation of homeschooling that they had never done before, and learning the technology as well. So I know at our school, we, from our school counseling department, made a newsletter that went out weekly to parents with all kinds of instructions and support, not only for academics, but also the mental health support as well. It was through the whole spring and summer and right into back to school, it was a very isolating time, and everyone, was struggling with mental health issues, and they still are, really, to some extent. But that active digital newsletter was really important for us to put that out. And I was, we have 300, for example, 300 students in 6th grade. And the one newsletter that we put out with so many resources got over 900 hits on it. So we knew that parents were not only looking at it, they were going back and looking at it again. We had embedded videos and of, mental health support and little lessons and things. So it was a valuable resource for parents. And then really being there and having an easy connection, whether they emailed us or putting out a link to all of our parents that if they needed our support, an easy way to contact us. And just so many individual sessions and parents reaching out to us. So as school counselors, making ourselves very available to our community.
Yeah, we had a really similar experience with when we shut down in March. We had lots of parents that were reaching out asking for things. And so it was really helpful for me to have that Google Voice number. And like, even parents were so much more likely to text me back about.
Yeah, Olivia, yep.
Yeah, so I used Google Voice all the time. Additionally, we are back in person. So the role for me goes back kind of normal, but not really, because we still, we are feeling the after effects. We are still very separated in our classrooms. People are still feeling that isolation, teachers and students. So being a communicator at this point between all of the different classrooms has been important. So being extra careful about sending out my monthly newsletters, ensuring that I will be there during that time for their class counseling lessons. All of those basic things that, we learn in grad school and we learn through professional development has come in full force again. So yeah, that's kind of been our experience. We've had a lot of success with Google Voice, having office hours and doing virtual media or virtual challenges. So social media challenges was really a good way for us to connect with our families over the COVID break, as we call it.
Here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, we've been having some issues with truancy and attendance. I mean, especially now, if in light of COVID, the students are learning from home, and if we're counting them logging on as attendance and they're not logging on, then, what are we really doing with attendance? And I know, y'all have to be dealing with the same things too in Georgia and Virginia. And, it's just a global thing. And what I noticed is as we were trying to reach out to parents and see what was kind of going on, I had a conversation with my secretary, and I was saying to her, let's try a different route. Let's not necessarily go into it, maybe attacking mom or attacking dad or attacking grandma, saying, why isn't so-and-so logging in? But like Olivia said, I noticed that the parents stopped answering the district phone number. Like that stopped. So, you know what I mean? If we're talking about attendance and trying to really connect and build relationships so the kids can log in, I don't know if it was a certain type of anxiety or stress that was being connected to the district number, but as soon as I started using my Google Voice and texting, they were responding immediately. And so I was saying to my secretary, they're responding to my Google Voice number and they're texting back. And so now let's lead with what is going on with so-and-so. He must need a new Chromebook. Come in, meet you in the cafeteria side. We make sure he has a new Chromebook. new headphones. Or and then sometimes the parent would just say, oh, well, I lost his like the little badge thing that the elementary kids would hold up to the camera, and then they can get right in, so they don't have to do a lot of troubleshooting like our older students do. And I said, Mom, is that it? Well, you know what? Here's a tip. Take a picture of that. It's like a little, like the QR code. Take a picture of that. So it doesn't matter. We're not trying to indict you because you have to go to work and he's really with the aunt. It doesn't matter. Share that same QR code with the aunt so he can get on anywhere. And so when we started approaching it like that versus why isn't so-and-so logging in, we started seeing a change immediately. Because a lot of times, I don't know why, but, because of maybe their own personal stressors, or, maybe they don't want to seem like they're negligent, or they don't want to seem like they're abandoning this whole like learning from home thing, that they weren't trying to ask the questions when it was a simple question like, I'm having connectivity issues, or, oh, he can't log in, or I forgot his password. Well, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, it doesn't matter. We all forgetting all the passwords. Like, you know what I mean? So at least call the school or text me back so we can support you.
Right.
I think for us, we've used a lot of tools. There are embarrassing videos of me making Play-Doh on the internet with my son. And the reality is, I think Indra hit it right on the head with, if we approach families and community members as everyone's doing the best that they can. So like teachers are doing the best that they can, students are doing the best that they can in that moment, and families are really doing the best that they can. If we approach it that way, it really forms a bond between the two, the 2 or 3 or whoever is there building that relationship. And so we always approach it. My teachers are excellent at this, approaching it from, what can we do to help? What's going on? There's never like accusatory or attacking, like Indra said. And that has been the biggest thing, is that, hey, we're here for you. And that's how I sign every single email, whether it's to a parent, to a student, to family members, to, staff members, here for you. Because that's truly what I want to be at the end of the day, for all of our teachers and students.